Go. Alright, so welcome to Season 6, Episode 1. This is the start of a new season. Blue River. I feel like the reference painting doesn't really show this very much at all, honestly. But this painting does start with a black canvas, surprisingly. Which I feel like usually the black canvases end up going good. Yo, Owl. Good morning. 6 months for season 6. What are the odds? What are the odds? Are you now? Yo, Yubu. How's it going? Yeah, we're back from Prax. I got back home at like 7:30 this morning because David was like, oh, well, we could take G to the airport. So we took G to the airport and then just went home after that. So I was expecting to be home yesterday originally, but then G's like, hey, I'm here. And we're like, well, shit. G's here. And then now we're back home. This is on like real hardware. This is on an actual Super Nintendo. On the same TV that I play MM on, so it's all the same. Usual work and stuff. Did we miss Errand RTA? Because yeah, it is 6 p.m. already, so it's a little bit later than when I would normally go live. Just a tad bit later. Just do that. You're cleaning out the house. Still cleaning that stuff out. I see. I think at some point I need to like maybe like I don't know. Sometime in the upcoming days or weeks, I need to like do the thing again in my room where I take like everything off the shelves and like clean everything. I need to do that because what I did last week at some point was like I went ham. Like I like wiped, at least like in the bathroom area, I kind of like wiped the walls down a bit. Cause I know that's like a low key thing that you should do like every once in a while, like give the walls like a little wipe down. And like I like got like the hose for the vacuum and like was going in on the ceiling and such. And I'm pretty sure that helped a little bit with like dust piling up. Because y'all have heard me talk about how like dust will just like pile up in my room after like I vacuum, and then like the next day it's like, oops, there's a bunch of dust. And I'm like, so maybe I should like do that. But it's also been a long time since I've like taken everything down and like dusted everything. It's just like it takes like 3 hours. It takes so long, so it's like a big commitment to do it. And I would probably prefer to like, you know, usually do it like while my dad's at work or something, so it's not like he's listening to the vacuum in the room over for like multiple hours straight. You cleared up most of the pantry? Let's go. Let's go. I'm glad to hear that. I am glad. Yeah, it is satisfying to clean everything out. I also want to go through and like maybe just like maybe get rid of a few figurines that like I don't really care for, maybe, or like put them in like I don't know, put them like in a bag or box or something. Because I definitely have like just some like figurines that don't really mean much to me and slash aren't really anything too special. Try and downsize if you may. A little bit of downsizing potentially. Yeah, today though, the plan is I don't think I'll be doing any MM today. I might practice maybe, but I definitely won't do any runs today. Yeah, I didn't. It was literally like a GDQ vibes last night because like Prac went to bed at like 5 in the morning and we said goodbye to Prac, even though like we weren't leaving for like another like hour and a bit. But it was like one of those vibes where it's like, oh, you know, we're in the same vicinity still, but we said goodbye, and it's like, yep, we're still together, but he's asleep, so he's gone. Just kind of funny, because usually that doesn't happen at Prac's house, but I guess since originally Prac was going to take G to the airport, that's why. Speaking of my first Prac, where's Prac at? I know Prac took a half day today, and I'm doing a half day stream day maybe. Half day stream day, half day for me, half day for Prac. I haven't cleaned your ceiling fan in 5 years. Yeah, most people, I'm sure, like, giga neglect cleaning their ceiling fans, which is, like, valid. Like, it's something that most people definitely don't think about. Maybe I should get, like, if I decide, you know, whenever I decide to go through and, like, giga dust everything in my room, I should, like, go in and maybe consider getting a new air purifier for down here, like a better one, maybe a little bit bigger one, maybe a slightly bigger air purifier. I don't know, because I was thinking like I could throw out the one I have because it's kind of small, and I don't even know if I can get like new air purifier filters for it at this point, because like the page for it on Amazon like doesn't exist anymore. Yo, Stalkor, Paint Season 6, that's right. This is Season 6, Episode 1 of the Bob Ross Show. So we're kind of in there. How are you doing? Box fan plus furnace filter, 700 plus rating, does amazing. I know we do have, like, I know like my dad recently changed the like filters for like the furnace not too long ago. But I think having like the extra like air purifier like in your room itself, I think definitely does like a little bit of help there too. I think it helps it a little bit. I'm pretty sure when I first got my air purifier, I'm pretty sure I noticed like a little bit of a dust reduction. I don't know, it's so easy to neglect dust, like just like random areas of your house. So it's like, oh, like this thing has a bunch of dust on it, but I just ignore it because I'm just accustomed to it. Slash, it's easy just to like not do anything about it. Like in our kitchen, the kitchen cabinets, they don't go all the way to the ceiling. So there's like a foot or 2 or 3, I don't know, of space between the top of the cabinet to the ceiling. And there's definitely a shit ton of dust on top of those that has never been cleaned. That AKA I need to clean that someday. Just like get the vacuum and just go ham up there. That's what I need to do. Someday, I'll do that. Oh, and hey Prac, hey. Slay. I'm gonna look Prac, we're both doing half days today. Isn't that hype? I was just talking about it. I was like, yeah, Prac's doing a half day and I'm doing a half day, half stream day, question mark. How do you feel at work today? I think I slept for like 5 hours when I got back. I fell asleep like because I got back home a little bit before 8 a.m. and then I probably got in bed a little bit after 8, I think, and then I slept until like 11:30, and then I fell back asleep until like 3-ish, I think. And then I showered and I shaved and I put my towels in the washer, and now they're drying, and now my bed sheets and some of my other clothes are in the washer right now. So we're getting laundry done as we speak. We're getting laundry done as we speak, chat. Which it goes kind of hard. We're so back. I had oatmeal green tea. You know how it is. We're kind of back. Good old oatmeal green tea. I should drink more water, actually. So anything exciting happened over the weekend for people while I was away and partying with the friends? Or just chilling? I want to see if I layer on some gray. How does that look? Went to an anime convention on Saturday with a friend. Damn, well, that's not what I was expecting to see. Was it good? I would hope it was fun. Did you take photos with any cosplayers? Your friend want to see a guest voice actor he really liked and you just joined him? Who was the voice actor / I guess who do they voice? Because it's probably more likely I would recognize a character over the actual person's name. Unless it's like, yeah, it was Sean Schmelz, Goku's voice. Yeah, just a little small indie voice actor, you know. You might have heard of him before. When I was at Fan Expo a couple years ago, I never like really tried to do any of the voice actor meeting stuff. Even though I forget if Goku's voice, Sean Schmel, I forget if he was there, or I'm pretty sure Chris Sabat, Vegeta, and many other characters' voices. I know he was there. I think he was there like on the Thursday or something. Like Thursday or Friday, but we were only there on the Saturday, so that's a thing. It was Keith Silverstein, voice of the Persona character. Okay, I definitely, I guess, would not know this person. / I don't recognize that name. But maybe it's, I guess, not out of the question. If he's done a lot of works, it's very possible that I've like heard his voice in something. Maybe that is very likely. Like, it's crazy how some actors, like, how they're just in like so many things low key. I think that is kind of crazy, in my opinion. especially with some like specific individuals, like they're just in like infinite shows, it feels like. I'll always say personally, like I always found it really funny how there is a couple of characters in like the Pokemon anime that Goku's voice actor voices, and it's like you can pretty much tell like it sounds like Goku. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but like it sounds like that Goku inflection is just so ingrained. I remember he voiced like in Pokemon. Remember he voiced like in the Battle Frontier or just in the Hoenn League. It was like I have no idea what that character's name is, but he had like orange hair and I think he wore like sandals. He was like kind of like a rival or buddy that Ash met during the Hoenn League. I remember Goku's voiced that guy. And he voiced in some like it was like a Pokemon like special movie or something that was about like I think Gold, like that, like I guess the character from Gold and Silver. I'm pretty sure he voiced him too, and like they both just sounded like Goku basically, like slightly different, but it was pretty much just like yeah, that's Goku. Just funny to me. He voiced the panda, Gohin, I think that's his name, and Vector is that guy's name in Sonic. I never watched the anime far enough to, I guess, where you would see that character, I don't think, but I guess I have probably heard Vector's voice at some point in time. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on how far like I want this like solid white to be. I don't know. Don't know. I wonder if he's like always voiced Vector from Sonic, or like has it changed? I wonder, because I know like I'm pretty sure for like Sonic's voice, like I'm pretty sure there's been like 4 or 5 different people that have voiced Sonic over the years. Kind of crazy thinking about that versus like, you know, Mario, where I guess like starting off like in like the early 90s, like in the 90s, like before Mario 64, like there were a couple other instances of Mario having a voice that was not Charles Martinet, but you know, ever since they got Charles, it's like, yep, you're our guy, you're our guy. Oh, Pro Z was there. Oh, I could imagine. Yeah, he probably has a pretty big like wait list to go see him. That's pretty cool though. I'm sure he's probably a fun person to meet at a convention. I'm like just have a conversation with him. He's probably pretty cool. He definitely gives the vibes that he'd be hyped to meet. That's like one thing I've heard, like, you know, like over time, various things about like Sean Shamel, how it's like, oh, some people are like, oh, I met him, he was an asshole, and then other people like say like the opposite. And it's like I'm sure some fans are, especially, you know, for someone as like, you know, iconic as Goku, I'm sure there's probably a lot of like weird fans, or you know, like people who are like way too like annoying or just pushy or something. I guess not, you know, because I'm sure they just want to be treated like a normal person. I don't know. I don't know. I can imagine like after like 7 hours of people being like, "Oh, can you do a kamehameha for me?" I'm sure that probably like can get like exhausting, and like I'm sure like some fans are probably just like annoying as fuck, especially for something like Dragon Ball where there's like it's a massive series, so it's like there's just more. It's just more opportunities for there to be more weird people out there. Yeah, because I'd imagine like these people, if you just like talk to them like they're just a normal person, like I'm sure they probably appreciate that. I mean, hey Zeta, how are you? Also, I've spent 20 minutes on just the sky. Okay, we need to move on. I'm moving on. I've been talking and just I've been going, but I think the sky, I think it's turning out pretty good. We're moving on though. We're moving on. How was your weekend, Zeta? It was amazing. We prefer to get to play at the arcade. There was like an arcade like in the convention. It's pretty cool. Was it like did they like kick you off after after a few games? And it's like, all right, move on. We got more people to play, or more people that want to play, whatever. Some old dude called you a fat ass at work. Other than that, it was alright. But what kind of place do you work at? If that's something of discussion. I have no idea. Retail? Oh, okay. I've never worked like retail, but I worked at McDonald's for like 6 years, so I have, even though I never worked up front at McDonald's, I still had my few experiences with some dumbass people. There was one time, like it's been like a long ass time, but there was this one time where, crazy. I was at McDonald's doing work, because I worked in the kitchen, in the back, making food, and somebody ordered a double Big Mac, and a double Big Mac, it's like you have like bun, 2 patties, things, the middle bun, 2 more patties, and then toppings, top bun. And I know for a fact, I could still confidently say to this day, I did not make that person's burger, that stupid bitch. And I'm pretty sure the error was they put like all 4 patties like on the bottom. I'm pretty sure like that was the only thing. Like it was like everything was there, I am very certain. They just like put them on like in the incorrect order. And like this stupid bitch will say, she was like extremely like upset, and she was like, I need to see somebody from the kitchen, and I randomly got just called up there. And then this person, I don't know, I forget what they all said fully, but then they were like, are you mentally retarded? I know. I should give a warning, but that is what she said. That is what she said to some like 16-year-old like teenager. Just some random person over like her burger being like slightly messed up. It's like, actually, like what is wrong with you? Unironically. I'm pretty sure like one of like the managers at the time had said like, yeah, that person's like been problematic before. But I know immediately like one of like the shift managers who was on at the time, he was like he stepped in like immediately, so. But it was just like okay. I don't know. It's just whack, like how it's like how people are like that. I can't fathom how people are okay with just saying stuff like that when it's like, you know, like, you know, a place like McDonald's gets busy as shit. It gets so fucking busy. I was like, yeah, stuff's probably gonna get fucked up sometimes. Even though it was basically nothing. Okay, congrats on the 5-stream watch streak. You need to see someone from the kitchen. Okay, you can see them from where you're standing. There was a little hole. There was a little like square like window where like I guess like if we like leaned forward, like we could poke through and like peer out. There was a dedicated gaming section. There's some fighting games, and you only play for a set number of songs and your session ends. But that's fair. That's fair for like a scenario like that. So it's not like, oops, there's one person like hogging the setup for like an hour. Like I get it. I get it. I understand why they would do it like that. Yeah, fuck that bitch. There was this other like regular we had at McDonald's who was like some definitely elderly person who she was just like always an asshole. And she like I remember she would get like a sausage McMuffin, and I remember she would order it like she wanted it like triple cooked. Like she wanted that thing burnt basically. Like I forget exactly what she was like, but I just remember she was like always an asshole. Yeah, I was like, I am not working up front. That is just like not happening. Like I do not want to deal with McDonald's customers at all. The RSL was pretty hype. Walked around that place several times with decision paralysis, trying to decide what you wanted to buy. You spent 20 bucks on a print and a sticker. What were they of pausers? Yeah, I know when we were at Fan Expo, there was definitely many things to see and buy at the Artist Alley. It was so big. The Artist Alley was very big. I know David got like a lot of things. There were like a few, like, I don't know, because there were a lot of things that I was considering, but there wasn't like a lot of things where I was like, oh, I need that. I can actually show, I still haven't read it, and it's been like 2 or 3 years. But, it's on top. It is on top. I bought this book while I was there. I know, on brand. And I remember the author slash artist, whatever, he was like, do you want me to sign it? And I was like, sure. So there you go, he signed it. Send tweet. But yeah, this has just been sitting here for years. I'll read that someday, because I was like, I need to get something while I'm here. Like I felt like I had to get something while I was there at the convention. And I ended up like going to that because there were like all the prints I saw. I didn't see any art print that I was like, ooh, I need that. Like nothing super jumped out to me. And it was like, you know, I also like, I don't know, like I have other art prints that like I need to hang up still anyways. So it's like, maybe at some point down the road, maybe we do more of that. You have no idea what I said because Adge, I have no idea what you missed, so I hope this helps. Rip. Low-key glad they closed that alley a lot earlier than we thought. I was considering buying more things. I guess maybe for the better. Maybe for the better. In some ways. No, you're talking about that lady at McDonald's? Oh, the TLDR of that story is that this bitch's double Big Mac was made, like everything was there. It was just made in the wrong order, and she was like, I need to speak to someone from the kitchen, and then she called me. She said things and then asked if I was mentally retarded, and I was like, okay. Well, I was like, I was just like confused. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't even know if I said anything hardly, because this is like some like 16 or 17-year-old that this loser is getting mad at over literally nothing. So yeah, that's a thing that happened. And like, even though I said like I don't remember what she all said, like I can vividly remember she said that. Like that is 100%. She definitely said that to me. It's like, wow. I have definitely heard like, you know, some people say like, I think everyone should be required to work like some kind of like retail or service job at least like once in their life, and it's like, I guess I don't know, like, you know, I don't know how you would mandate that, but it's like, I think it's good for your character to have worked a job like that. Some people I think definitely need it to earn some, you know, get some fucking respect. The world is lacking that these days. I just don't know like what's wrong with people who are like just yelling at like service workers, especially like, you know, like people who like, you know, like customer service, whatever, where it's like usually the person that someone's yelling at isn't even the person that, like, you know, it's this person you're yelling at is probably not even the person that like fucked up your thing or whatever your issue is. Like, it's probably not their fault at all. Yeah, I agree. Is that a there's too many just shitty people out there that, I mean, I probably never would have it regardless, but especially after, like, you know, working at McDonald's and I guess Quiznos too. Especially Quiznos, because in the scenario at Quiznos, there was times where it got really busy there, and it was usually just me and like usually me and one other person. Like, there was hardly ever more than 2 people working at a time. There were some shifts where we had like 3 people on, but it was usually me and then one of them, either the store owner or his wife. Which, bless them. I hope they are doing amazing. I hope they're doing great. They were homies. They were really chill. They were super cool. So let's see. Oh, that toted out one owl. I've been seeing like, I guess it's been like a month or so, but I was seeing those like on Blue Sky. So that's hype that person like had an art booth there, an artist booth. Damn, and you got an Aaron sticker. Feels good. Feels good. I don't know like what to do with stickers, because I have like a few stickers that Skittle got me like a year or 2 ago. I've just been sitting on my desk here. And then, do I still have the Greninja sticker? Yeah, I have this Greninja sticker that I've had since like 2018 or 2019. And I have no idea what to do with it, because I'm not someone who's like, I don't have like, well, I guess I do have a MacBook, but I was never one to be like, oh, let me put like a ton of stickers over my MacBook or anything. This old man would call me fat ass. I just want to say, well, at least I got some meat on my bones, because you look like you could moonlight as a 4th grader science room anatomical diagram. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, fuck many people out there. Fuck that bitch. Yeah. Did you ever have to deal with people at Walmart, Prac? Or not? 'Cause I know you did like stalking stuff, I'm pretty sure. I assume you probably didn't have to deal with people much. And like I assume Walmart people are probably up there with like McDonald's people. Well, I don't know. I guess like for your average experience at Walmart, I guess like it's a lot less you actually talking to employees now that I think about it. But also like imagine like being at Walmart or something and going through the checkout and like just bitching at like the person like behind the register or whatever. Like imagine like at like like, what reason would you have unless it was like probably the biggest thing I could think of would be like if there was like a product on sale and they rung it in and then it wasn't on sale. I could see like someone like losing their shit over that. Damn, Zeta. If his head wasn't occupying it, like it was crazy. Feels good though. They did a bunch of Pokemon crossbreed spreads for a Zine. Yeah, I saw like a bunch of those popping up. I don't even, like, what even is like Zine? I've heard of it before, but I don't really know like what it is exactly. I am not really familiar with what a Zine specifically is. You just say whatever you want to customers. I like the instances where like the manager or store owner like is like they don't tolerate that shit. They don't tolerate any shit from customers or like just people being assholes. Because there's like those instances where it's like I want to speak to the manager, and then it's like, oh well, you're talking to the manager actually already. And it's like, so what of it, bitch? What do you want, asshole? Designs are small art magazines usually made by individual artists or a collab effort. Just a collection of prints. Okay. I see, I see. I see. Are designs usually just like fan art stuff, or do people do like original stuff too for them? But I imagine for something like that, I imagine like a fan art thing is probably easier to sell usually. Like in the just art print world in general, I feel like, you know, selling fan art stuff is just usually an easier sell. So it probably ends up defaulting to being usually fan art stuff, I would assume. Which I guess isn't bad per se, but that's just how it be though. That's just how it be. People definitely like, you know, things they're accustomed to or are familiar with, which you know, I get it. I get it, of course. Like I definitely have like the thoughts where it's like I feel like I could probably do a like, you know, insert whatever like fan art drawing and put less effort into it, have it be worse, we'll say, and have it get more attention than like an original creation that has a lot more effort put into it. Just because, you know, the nature of people just seeing stuff they're familiar with, and it's like, oh, you know, you're gonna like that more probably, even if it's like lower quality content. I mean, hell, like random, it's so insane how common it is for just like random low effort like drawings on social media to get a ton of attention. Like that one trap hinge from memory that I did, like that thing got like 50 likes or something just randomly, and I was like, okay, this is like definitely a thing. I guess that forest burn that I made like a month or two back, I guess that's still actually kind of, it still like gets like a random like interaction like every few days. I'm glad that one got some attention. I feel like I put a decent bit of work into that one. You didn't take any photos? There was a dedicated ZZZ cosplay meetup, but there was no Vaughn, really. I can imagine doing a good cosplay of him is probably pretty challenging. I imagine it's a pretty tough one to get good. People cosplayers they're skilled. There are so many skilled cosplayers out there. Like any Samus cosplayer I've ever seen a picture of online, it's always like a banger outfit they put together. I'm like, damn, like how are they all just like serving? And I guess like something like Samus like lends itself really well to cosplay just because it's like armor. So I feel like that's like much easier to recreate in the sense of accurately recreating it and having it feel like the same vibes as it does in the game compared to like, you know, if you're making a full-on like whole body costume of like insert many characters here. And especially for something like Samus, where it's like, oh, you don't have to worry about like your face, like, you know, like, oh, I have to put in like contacts to get my eyes to be the right color, blah 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 blah. Seeing peeps roll in with 2 to 3 suitcases, all their cosplay stuff. Yeah, like people with like a lot of stuff, like a lot of components like to their cosplay costume. Like that seems like very challenging to travel with. Especially if you have to fly with all that. Cause it's like, all right, I need to check like 3 bags. That's probably a scenario where you like get one of the more like expensive tickets or something, so it's like you can like get extra checked bags for like cheaper, whatever. Probably varies on the airline. I didn't see any, but like on the to get to Toronto for the Fan Expo when we went, there's this thing called the Go Train, which just takes you into like the city of Toronto. And I was like, I imagine there was probably like a decent amount of like cosplayers just like in their costume, just chilling on the Go Train or something at some point, like for on the like the weekend of that convention. Which would go hard to like just see that. That'd be hype. Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely same at GDQ. Like I'm probably like in the background, like so many random people's like photos and whatnot. I mean hell, even just like in like not GDQ, even just like if you're just like walking down the street or something, you're probably in like a few people's just like random photos. A lot of people, was there like a lot of people like for the people like at the DDR booth? Was there like a lot of people just like kind of like watching, spectating? I mean, imagine people are probably like watching DDR, stuff like that, just because it's like people who are like really good at that. It's like, damn, they're fucking moving. They're fucking moving, baby. I like how these like tree branches are kind of like squiggly. I like the squiggly branches, especially for the sake of Mario Paint. It makes it a bit easier to accurately do them. Hey, Manadasi, I'm back. I'm back. You tell me you weren't waiting for my Go Live notification? You tell me you didn't like drop everything as soon as I went live? Clearly not. Clearly not. The only other thing remarkable from that day was the ramen place my friend and I ate at. Pretty sure the Naruto decals out in their window was AI. Buh. Fucked up. You're not, you're sorry to say? Just know you're on thin ice right now. Just keep that in the back of your mind. You're up there. You're with Morpheus on the thin ice. Sounds good, Morpheus. Yeah, you guys can hang out on the ice together. Just don't break it. The ramen was good too. Hell yeah. I'm sure the ramen was good before they had potential AI art. I'm pretty sure I just heard the washer and or dryer beeping. AMA. No, Morpheus was on thin ice before he was a TP runner. I forget what the meme even was, but it was like a few years ago for whatever reason. It was just a meme with him that he was on thin ice for some reason. I hope this helps. It does? Okay, cool. How was your weekend, Justin? Hope it was amazing. I hope y'all liked the quote from Prague where he was like, I want a creme brulee, but I don't like creme brulee. I was like, okay. It's like, Prague, what are you saying? Didn't think y'all were gonna swim at Prax last night. Well, it's because, you know, G was there, and yeah, G's flight was at 8 a.m. today, and David was like, "Oh well, we could take G back to the airport," because originally Prague was gonna take G to the airport, and it's like, well, it is on the way home from us, but I think also, I'm pretty sure the airport is like on the way to Prax's work, if I remember correctly. Or it's like not too far out of the way from. So it wouldn't have been that bad. But he also took a half day today, so Prac would have had to like get up, drive G to the airport, go back home, sleep, and then get up again later. So I think it was objectively better for David and I to take G back to the airport. I think that probably just worked out better. Yeah, because like we usually leave like when like the last people leave, which is usually like random or Fig, who wasn't there. Usually leave like in the afternoon on the Sunday, but G was there till Monday until this morning, so. And it's like, you know, G came up to visit, so it's like I feel like that's even like more worth it to like stay an extra day. I feel like that makes it like even more worth, because it's like, well, it's not like we can just see him casually all the time. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, then why did you order it? Yeah, why did you order it then? Why did you ask for it if you don't like it? You're gonna grind Fortnite quests? I need to play some later. Gotta hit 200 before it's the 2nd? Yeah, it's like Friday at like 1:30 a.m. I'm pretty sure. So it's like, yeah, like 5 days, less than that. What even made him visit? He literally just asked G. He was like, hey, do you want to come? And then G was like, okay. Like, because I'm pretty sure like G was saying that like, he was like, yeah, if Prac asked me to come. Like, I'm pretty sure like, before Prac asked him to come, he was thinking like, I would go if Prac asked me to go. And then Prac randomly asked G if he wanted to go. He said he was a surprise for Prac. Oh, well, okay, so like, yeah, no. No, Prac knew. Yeah, that would be wild. That'd be whack if he just showed up without Prac knowing somehow. That would be crazy. So how it happened, because like when we were up there back for is it end of October, end of November is Prac's birthday, but I forget right now. But when we were up there for Prac's birthday, he was like hyping up like a surprise for us. He was like, I have a crazy surprise for you guys. And the surprise was that his cake, it's like black on the outside, but then when you cut into it, it was like a rainbow on the inside. And that was like the surprise he was hyping up. And we were all like, wow. I mean, it was cool. It was like, it was cool and all, but I guess like we expected it to be something more. And then, so this Friday, David and I show up. We're parked like a couple houses down, like on the road, and we bring like some of our stuff inside. Blue Bob was already there. We're like, hi, Blue Bob, and then we were like, we're gonna go back out and get like the rest of our stuff to bring inside. And as we're walking out, we see Prac pull up in the driveway, or like pull up and pull into the driveway. And David's like, oh, thank fuck, I can pull into the driveway now, because we had to wait for Prac to get home to get in the driveway, so Prac could put his car in the garage. And so we put David's car in the driveway, and Prac comes to the car and he's like, since my last surprise was shit, I have something better now. And then G just steps out of the passenger seat of Prac's car, and we're like, what the fuck? Because nobody had any idea that G was showing up. We had no clue that G was showing up. Even though apparently like sometime last week on stream, I said to G, I was like, are you showing up? And he was like, I am, but I can't tell him. So it was hype though. It was really hype. What wasn't hype is that Blue Bob, like, he got there like Friday at like 8:30, and then he left Saturday at like 3:30. That wasn't even a full day of Blue Bob blubbers. Because he had to do things. And then Random left Saturday night at like, oh, technically Sunday at that point, but it was like 3 in the morning or something when he left, and we're like, buh. Yeah, that was even more the case. Like, the fact that G was like, oh yeah, I'm down to play Repo, and it's like, oh, I actually have something that came up tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot originally we might play Repo tonight with Jazz, because at least the other weekend when we were playing Repo, I was like, Jazz, play with us, and he was like, I'm off like yesterday, Sunday, and today he's off work. So we'll see if that happens. But if people are trying to play tonight, I'd be down. I know G has to get back on the ranked Repo grind. I know Panza was grinding ranked Repo squads with y'all. Ranked? Yeah, it's ranked. Ask G, he'll tell you. It's ranked Repo. I'm looking forward to when they buff all like the other items, like all like the melee items, because they like most of them just suck and are like not worth using over just getting a strength upgrade, basically. So that'll be hype when cause they said they're buffing those. Because most of them just suck. Let me look at Discord. Put me killing Panza. Let me peep after I'm done with this, because I'm almost done with this painting. I need to do this left side tree stuff. And I don't want to get too distracted. We're already past the hour mark. I spent like 20 minutes on like the sky. So I actually made pretty good progress. Like, you know, I was pretty efficient after the sky portion, I feel like, because I spent a long time on the sky. Which I think the sky actually turned out not bad. Like, looking at it right now, I think I'm like, yeah, pretty happy with that. Yeah, because I don't think you were playing with us, Justin, but it was when it was me, G, Skittle, and David were playing Repo the other weekend. Or I guess it was last weekend. Like, I remember Skittle like hit an enemy with like a grenade, and then like Skittle got like the sword from like the shop and hit the enemy with like 3 or 4 swings of the sword, and it like didn't kill the enemy still, and we're like, bruh, like. Yeah, that was the Switch 2 night, yeah. When y'all had to scramble. I wanna say I'm pretty sure that was after you and Kendall left. I'm pretty sure. The tranquilizer gun, that thing is juicy though. That's definitely a good item, but it's also like, you know, crazy that being able to completely immobilize an enemy is good. Crazy concept. But I guess also the fact that like the zap gun and lethal low-key kind of sucks is also a thing, actually, now that I say that. It's more so the fact that like the zap gun and lethal, like you can't have any player in like a 20-kilometer radius around you in lethal for the zap gun. Otherwise they'll just latch onto the player instead. And I'm like, bruh. Like, I've had that thought before, like, with the zap gun. I'm like, damn, like, to use that efficiently, I feel like you have to have them in front. So there's, like, no chance of the person, of like, your teammate getting fucked by it, aka us trying to use the zap gun half the time and getting fucked for trying to use it. I'm really hoping this next lethal update, he just, like, implements, like, a bunch of mods that, like, fix things. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I hope, you know, obviously I hope there's like a bunch of new content too, but I hope like there's just a bunch of things that get fixed, / like the game gets more like optimized. Especially after playing Repo, because like Repo, I feel like instantly, like, you know, it has much better performance than Lethal does. But I feel like a game like Lethal, like, you know, I feel like you shouldn't be having problems with it lagging, but people be having problems with that game lagging. Whereas I don't think I've ever had an issue in Repo with any sort of lag. So I really hope that this becomes a good update. I'll say I did briefly see that Anna stole your PS5 that you plan on selling. I'm pretty sure you said that you want to sell that at some point. Yeah, having like a team of people is like a big help for sure. Like, you know, the fact that like that Zeker is like, you know, made Lethal at all is hype. The fact that he made that like by himself. But like, I would imagine implementing mods, like surely that's not like the most difficult thing in the world, right? The fact that there's like problems, like literal just bugs with the game. And it's like, yep, people have fixed that for you. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I heard y'all say, or I heard somebody say that apparently y'all were cooking in in your repo session. I think someone was saying that y'all got to like level like 8 or something. I still have my file from when that night with me, Skittle, G, and David, where we got to, it was like level 7 or 8, I think, that we left off on, if I remember correctly. Maybe someday we'll go back to that. Gets level 9, Pog. You got top 8 in Liam's competition? Like, did you straight up, like, be like, yep, this is my top 8? That's Skittle. Congrats on the 24 months. Oh my god, 2 years. Happy 2 years. Mr. Culvers today. Skittle had Culvers. Spoilers. I mean, a bracket with the top 8 people, then people voted for the best one. It was just wild in that, like, when, I forget if it was in the clip you sent or whatever, but I just remember he was like, finally, a dog that isn't ugly or something. It's like, damn. Or like, finally, like a cute pet or something. Like, he said something along those lines. I was like, damn. That's crazy that he just said that. I guess I didn't see anyone else's, but I was like, wow. No holding back. No holding back. Oh, Skittle. I still got an add and refreshed. You did have Culvers? Yes, you did. Oh, Culvers. That's a definite KGDQ reference. Also, Justin, I did not apply for that GDQ ambassador thing. I forgot to like ever reply to that, but I didn't end up applying for it. I hope this helps. Don't think it was a Culver's at KGDQ. What was the thing that people were getting with like the, what was the like the chicken? Oh, it was Cane's. That's what I'm thinking of. Right, Cane's. That's the thing I'm thinking about with like the sauce. That's really good. That's what I was thinking of. You have hummus and bananas? Ooh. What kind of hummus? What kind of hummus did we get? Normal hummus? Ooh. Is it good and fluffy? I hope it's Pog like the Jason's Deli hummus was, because I'm still thinking about that. I'm still thinking about that hummus like a month later. My dad got me more of that spicy pepper hummus. I feel like the stuff, like the plants in the bottom left, they extend out a little too far, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. Maybe that could have also been avoided if I had like a taller canvas, but you know, Mario Paint moment, so what can you do? What can you do? Not much. Not much about that. Well, we're just about done with this one in a sec here. I would say I think this one turned out pretty good. Yeah. I think I'm down to wrap this one up. So I hope this was an enjoyable painting. Thanks for watching.